Okay. I believe we're streaming now, and as you can see, Ronan here has decided that, I guess he has his own priorities for this stream. So hopefully the people who are watching will deal with this. Now, Ronan, I know you're here to be groomed. You're going to have to, again, just stay here for a couple of minutes, a couple of seconds. I'm going to go get your comb, and we can take care of you here. Hold on. Sorry. Be right back. Here we Hi, Lizzie. So, yeah. All right. So, yeah. I was going to stream for a while working on, the project, but just before I stream. Oh, what is this? What is this? What are you doing here? And why are people still blunking me on my system? Sorry. I'm going to just make sure that I have everything off that can be off. Fantastic. No one actually stop bothering me. Anyway, um, see, yeah, there we go. That's what he's here for. Yeah, that, and over here by the cheeks. Over here by the cheeks. Right there. Mhm. Yeah, there we are. Mhm. Last time we streamed on YouTube, we had -1 viewers, Ronan. We might be able to beat that tonight, but with like -2 viewers. Like we'll be pulling like viewers in other universes and other dimensions will tune out. You know what I'm saying? We'll suck so hard that we'll transcend time and space. You and me, Kitty. Well, okay. Ronan, you're not being explicit on what you want here this evening. Okay, okay. Yeah, I know you want that. Mm. She actually, it's a he. This is a boy actually. For all for, he lost his reproductive organs, very when he was but like 3 months old, about 2 months old actually. But no, it is he. Uh, and again, I would really like to. Oh, actually, look at this. We have two viewers. I should just totally just do this instead of working on the game every night. We get so many more viewers. Yeah. Yeah. He comes up here for at least about an hour of attention every day. Uh, there we go. There we go. Mm, okay. So I guess we're stuck here until model. Actually, there is a kitten in the game, um, and it is based on him. But as you can see, he is no longer a kitten. Oh, okay. I guess he's had enough. He's had enough of stardom, and got his hair all over my face. So he's succeeded in just okay. So yeah, actually, let's just see here. We can see. Do we have a Ronin kitten? Some of the cats of Peace Island are based on cats that we've owned, but not all of them. There are a number of cats that because we wanted a great spectrum, all kinds of cats. And I guarantee you, now that Ronan's gone, we're going to lose at least one viewer because we have to. Let's see, we're offline. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. But it doesn't look like his fur's working right, and yeah, his fur is just not there. Um, that was a system that I wanted to tackle next, but geez, it's its own kettle of fish. I'm gonna do that after I get the next playtest version released, which is gonna be um, when will that be again? Oh yeah, it'll be on Monday. I tried to address it, but it's something that I'm gonna have to go in and just pull some stuff out and really do some in-depth searching around. Well, how many cats do I have? Do we have? We have three cats currently. The most cats we've ever owned. And by the way, now that Ronan's gone, I'm going to bring my down in OBS. I'm going to bring this down so that you can see. Oh, actually, geez, you couldn't see the model. because my big fat face is in the way. Yeah, this is what I was talking about earlier. The Ronin. Yeah, yeah, we do have a kitten model within the game, but his fur is not working. So that is a system. Like I said, I'm going to address after we get the next playtest version out. Right now, my concern is Laura is streamlining the player UI, the dialogue UI, and right now I need to go into her scene and I need to start placing all of her door and window portals in their respective, sectors. So it's going to be a very boring evening of me just cutting things and making new scenes and such. Good. It's going to be another night of development. You know what I'm saying? The kind of things that would put people to sleep. All right. So Laura, she has got door portal placement. So, how are things, James? Yeah, see, we lost a viewer as soon as Ronan left. Ronan, oh, we got another kitty right over here. Oh, I never asked. I told you totally full how about all the cats that we own, and I'm gonna get my OBS working again, so my face is down in the lower right hand corner as it always should be. Yeah, we have three cats. We have him. He is a Norwegian forest cat named Ronan. We have a polydactyl little Russian blue slash calico mix back here, and we have a orange tabby Abyssinian by the name of Olivia. The most cats we've ever had was four. We had Zach, Gary, Boy, and Liz. Yeah, that was the most. And yeah, boy, that was peak cat. For two people in an apartment, as nice as the apartment is, and that's just too much. And our apartment is less than 1,000 square feet, so I mean they get along fine. Plenty. There's a room that they can all like stay in privately. Three litter boxes. They get fed on a very regular basis. And boy, this is taking a long time to load. Very sorry about this delay, but hey, that's what it is. So let me see. What can we talk about while that's going on? Oh, we just placed another ad on Facebook. One of the things, I'm supposed to not talk about these things, but I mean, just it's part of the lore of the Peace Island project. It's the history really. Is we had some people come on here and they basically, were incompetent scammers. Well, no, they were incompetent and the only thing they were good at was scamming. And but anyway, let's see. I lost my train of thought there. I'm sorry. Scammers. Jeez, what happened to me? Is there something in the air? That's why I'm trying to take my ginseng. Anyway, I'll probably revisit that later. I'll be like, God dang, yeah, that's what I was talking about. But it was probably related to kitty cats. Yes, somebody that was working on the project, scammer, blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, Facebook ad. Yes. On his way out the door, once, we finally got rid of him and half of his, ilk, he engaged in a concentrated, war on the project. If we had not locked him out of the project wiki, he would have basically just posted all the screenshots of that. He did everything he could to sabotage the project, and one of those things was he submitted complaints to Facebook about me and the Peace Island project. We cannot place ads on Facebook because of false allegations. Why did I not respond to those false allegations? Because for 2 months during that time, I was working at Anania's, just trying to make money so I could afford dental surgery. Anyway, etc. But thankfully, Scotty Arsenault, who is an animator, I mean, extraordinaire and worker, he's been working on he's done so much stuff for the project. And, I've known him for goodness gracious, so many years. Let's put it this way. How long have Scotty and I known each other? We worked on the pilot episode of Dora the Explorer together. That's how long I've known that guy. And I knew that guy years before that. So, oh, and by the way, I just have to say, every time I mention Dora the Explorer, I have to dismiss a myth that's out there. If you go to the Wikipedia page, and I want to just, I mean, this cannot be forgotten. And I'm getting off of Peace Island, but listen, if anybody's watching this, seriously, if you ever like watch Nick or ever watch Dora growing up, this is something you should know. Let's go to the Dora the Explorer Wikipedia page. Yeah, let's see. Created by Chris Gifford. Absolutely incorrect. Chris Gifford had absolutely nothing to do with the creation of anything related to Dora the Explorer. Dora the Explorer was created by a woman in her, I would say, mid 50s. She was Polish. I'm sorry, Scotty and I worked on the first episode. We visited her studio, saw the original artwork. So, and I've added this guy on Twitter several times because the thing is because she did not read the contract. The true creator of Dora the Explorer, she only got paid $15,000, and she could never even talk about it again. She did not read the contract properly before she signed. Nickelodeon stole the project underneath her before the first episode was ever aired. So that's just a crazy thing. Yeah, I worked on the first episode of Dora the Explorer, and I know Nickelodeon ripped it off from the true creator. I would really love to find out who that woman's name is. I do not remember. I only met her twice, and I saw it. I mean, I was there. Anyway. So what we're doing here is we're going to have to go through. You see, every time your cat, oh goodness, this opened. This is one of the reasons why it's taking so long, and I apologize. It's set to ultra high quality, and this is going to sit here literally, God, for about 3 or 4 more minutes. I'm very sorry, guys, but oh, guten Abend, Fabian. And by the way, that's the only language I know of out there in Switzerland. It's kind of late to get European viewers, but the problem is that when she signed this document with Nickelodeon to get Dora the Explorer on the air, because she had worked on it for years as an independent project, and she finally was like, "Oh, Nickelodeon's interested." Badoop, badoop, badoop. Um, America, etc. And she was barred from ever mentioning that she worked on Dora the Explorer. And in fact, Scotty Arsenault, the guy that I was mentioning earlier, he'll back me up on this. There are a few other people, if you could look them up, they worked on that as well. And I mean, they'll corroborate this because I was working freelance when I was working on that project. So they never asked us to like sign documents. You know what? Very sorry, guys. I'm curious. Do we wait for this to finish? It's been going for 3 freaking minutes, or do we just quit and start Unity again? I think we're going to do that. It's crazy. We're just going to we're going to start Unity again. Every time I save the project, I save the settings, and for some reason, it never saves because if it's on ultra high, it has to load textures, ultra high textures. It has to load ultra high, and any person who works on Unity or any game engine, when they're working on it, they keep everything low texture, and because it's just fastest performance. Oh boy, losing. Quit. Sorry about that, Soren. Good night, Quitty Quitterton. But hey, have a good evening. What? Oh, that's gonna to quit the process. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And my Cheez-Its are in the other room. While this is opening, I gotta get my Cheez-Its, ladies and gentlemen. I will return. I'll be back in about about 45 seconds, and I can tell you other stories from Nickelodeon history. I'm sorry that I say Peace Island. I wind up most of the time just talking about other things. I will be right back. I'm going to continue. Oh, it's almost open. By the way, if you're wondering, sorry for that volume spike there. What I did on Dora the Explorer, I was actually just like a cell painter, uh, cell colorist. We were using, was it? We were using a system. It was one of the first commercially available systems for digital cell painting and digital, frame processing. Um, and oh God, what was it? Tunes, I think it was. But we were just doing cell paint. Yep, it's Tunes. It's called this. And that was the system we used for the first episode of Dora the Explorer. Um, looks like it's Star GPU. So yeah, look, their website is so like, what is this? Like 2002 website design? It's made by a European company, so But yeah, so yeah, I was gonna put on some music in the background or something. So it's just crazy that this poor woman that again, originally came up with Dora the Explorer and worked on it for all those years and developed it for years afterwards, for the next 3 decades, to see Dora become literally a $1 billion franchise, and she could never say, "I did that. I did that. I created one of the biggest things that ever was on children's television," and she could never say a word. It breaks my heart. I would love to find this woman and just ask her. I mean, if she didn't, I mean, if she could put up with that for all those decades, and if nothing else, I hope she was able to move on to another project somewhere and find success. But again, Nickelodeon, don't what you know about Dora the Explorer is all a lie. Okay. As soon as this is done, this is going to happen no matter where I clicked on the screen. When this is done, I'm going to change the project settings and we're going to finally get to work. Oh boy. Did I work on any other animated series that you may be familiar with? Absolutely not. That was my only foray into commercial animation. And, I was never good. I was an illustrator, and I did work on animation for a bit. But I was never that good of an illustrator. I was a pretty good, decent illustrator, but I was never fast enough. I was the kind of person who would sit down and spend literally like 2 weeks on an illustration. I'm just trying to see, do I still have that? Well, this is doing this. Let me see if I can find this here. I can show, yeah, this. This is like a crappy photocopy. And while we're waiting for this, I'll put the loader off onto the side. This is the sort of stuff that I used to do. And I mean, it just goes to you, because what I would do is, I mean, this is, I think the original picture was actually 50% larger, but this is like a cross-hatched illustration of the Babylon 5 space station that was done with, no, whatever, etc., etc. I think I spent about well over 6 weeks just sitting there and cross-hatching this. But that was my thing. I was never fast enough to like literally sit and, it just, I've known animators who worked at Disney, and man, these people, they just sit down and it's like breathing. They just move the pencil and these things come out. I mean, I was never that. Scotty, he's like that. My the guy I worked on Dora the Explorer with, et cetera, et cetera. He's that kind of guy. He just sits there with a sketchbook, moves his pen, and just worlds appear. I was never like that. So, and considering these days, you're gonna ask, I number one was never fast enough to be commercially viable as an illustrator. But okay, so what we're doing here is we want to find Laura's door portals. Yep. Door portal is locked. Let's turn these on. And just make sure that we have what we think. I did some stuff for the History Channel. One of these, old things about The Soviet space race, or we did something about a Soviet. Um, she's about one of their modules landing. I mean, it was just one of these silly things. But you know, did the Soviets have secret UFO? Blah blah blah. No, no. I think it was just more about their their capsule. Because if you don't know, the Soviet Union back in the day, they did not, and I mean, I think whenever they sent people up via their Baikonur Cosmodrome over there, um, their people landed on the Earth. In the United States, oh, by the way, shrink my ugly face here. Sorry about that. Um, in the United States, we had them land in the ocean, and the Soviet Union, they were just like plop right onto the land, and it was just all about the parachutes. Yeah, let's just take a look at this here. Yep, all these thousands of door portals. Let's just take a look here. How many she's got? Wow, that is 247 window portals and so about 330 portals all told throughout the world. That's cool. Considering it's split up through so many different, places. Wow, she's stuck everywhere. That's good. Looks like every freaking window in the game will be accessible. Anyway, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry for taking so long to answer if you're still here. Yes, that whole drawing was cross-hatching. I loved cross-hatching back in the day because it was meditative. Understand, again, I've gone into this many times. Well, a couple times. I'm crazy, attention deficit disorder. I got crazy ADD, and I gotta save this scene as a copy first scene so I don't screw up Laura's work. Um, and back in the day, that was meditative to sit there and just do 100 lines in one direction, switch, and do 100 lines in another direction. I just sit there and watch the History Channel or Babylon 5 or Deep Space Nine or something, and just carefully do one line after another. And I just it was just meditative. It was a way of just focusing my crazy flying mind just on making one line after another. Let's say yeah, yeah, I'll get okay, I'm gonna call this yeah, I'm gonna portal shop. All right. So what we want to do now is we want to get rid of all the chunk of an outputs. And yeah, I think I still have a bunch of my illustrations around that have never been like generally displayed, but I don't have the. I mean, this isn't me showing off like my old sketchbooks and such, but I do have them right over here. I think I haven't drawn like that in decades. I want to get the oven outputs. Um, and when I look at those old sketchbooks, it's like somebody else drew that stuff. I don't know. I mean, if I concentrated, maybe I could go back to it. But I just if I moved on to other things, and it is what it is. Some people, aren't the same people their entire lives. If anybody is into Jerry Doyle, the guy who played mentioning Babylon 5 earlier. Um, he played the officer, the security chief Garibaldi on Babylon 5. I gotta get rid of all the extraneous stuff that we don't need. Sorry about this. And all the portals that do not have any of these things. Jerry Doyle, he started off as a Wall Street broker, I think. He was then said, "I'm going to be an actor," and strangely enough, he played opposite of Bruce Willis in Moonlighting, which is, I mean, Jerry Doyle is like I mean, maybe he played his brother. I've never seen the episode, but I mean, considering Jerry Doyle is like a ringer for Bruce Willis, I wouldn't be surprised. But and he became an actor. He was on Babylon 5, and after that, I mean, I didn't hear much out of him. until I moved up here to Portland, and I noticed, oh, he's apparently he spent about a decade or so being some sort of, another one of these right wing radio commentators. When I came up here to Portland the first time, Laura and I went to like our local bookstore here, and yeah, there it was. It was, I think it was titled "Dude, Where's My Freedom" or something like that. And it's like, dang. But can I just say, anybody who works in California and Hollywood, there, I could. Well, no, he just jumped on the bandwagon. I don't know. Everybody had, but maybe he was always conservative. I don't know. Yeah, these poor places definitely don't. I wish there was a way of better highlighting these guys. By the way, I was really looking forward. Oh, yeah, I was really looking forward to the Babylon 5 reboot. But, dude, apparently, CW scale, it's going to be an animated movie or something like that. Oh, God, no. There's no way that that's going to be good. There's no way, after we were promised a genuine Babylon 5 retelling and reboot, that we're going to be satisfied with a freaking animated movie. I don't even consider the movies. I mean, they did a bunch of Babylon 5 movies, most of which I never watched. I don't consider them canon, quite frankly. So, I mean, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, see, I do have my fanboy. Of course I have my fanboy complaints, but I'm sort of disappointed by that. But I stopped myself from saying the forbidden phrase. I guarantee you that Michael Straczynski is every bit as disappointed as we are, because he was promised the same thing. He was promised a complete reboot of Babylon 5, and we were going to have new Jakar. I mean, everybody again, probably bring back the old cast in cameos. It was going to be awesome. And then he was told, oh, we scaled it back because we now have, I mean, if anybody knows the CW network here in the United States, it's, oh God, how to describe it. They've had a few good shows like The 100. It was a fairly decent post apocalyptic story. But outside of that, it's such a low budget teen network, and we were concerned. I mean, geez, considering this is what these guys are known for. I mean, what the heck is going on? How come these things don't have? You see, I can't select them. That is difficult. That's troublesome. Hold on. Let's just check here. Ah, there we go. We just turn on the put a box renderer, a mesh renderer on all of those, and then we'll be able to grab them. Portal. Oh, that doesn't do it. Oh well. Okay, this is just odd. Don't tell me we're gonna have to add. Why the heck not? Because they're locked. Duh. Or are they? No, 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 no. Crap. Let's just run this and take a look. Understand this is only about the second or third time I've taken a look at the scene since Laura made it, and we all have our own working situations. So, well, by the way, Soren, I appreciate that. Thank you. But at a certain point in my life, it was around 2001. I just lost interest in drawing. I mean, it was a sort of like an existential crisis for me because of my entire life. That was the one constant. Ever since I was 15, I had always just been able to like lose myself in a piece of paper and a pencil, no matter what it was. But it just lost its appeal, and meh, it is what it is. Um, because what happened after I quit drawing? I'm sorry, we're waiting for this to do this thing, but we gotta do what we gotta do. Uh, oh heck! By the way, welcome to another part of game development. Waiting. You spend a heck of a lot of time just waiting for your computer to do what it needs to do. And this computer, by the way, has like so many core processors, so much memory. It's just the way it is. This is a big project. And for some reason, I can't get this lid off of this ginseng capsule, and it's annoying. I'm just going to try and drain it. I'll do it off camera so it's less disgusting. Here we are. All right, let's see. What we're going to do is I'm just going to wander over to one of these guys. And its strings are cut off by the atmospherics. I think they are not included. Oh, there we are. Yeah. And do we include a sound effect with that, by the way? Sorry, just placing the cat just so. Because normally you should have to jump up there to get to that one. I just want to see. Sound. Oh no, sound is on. Apparently we don't have any. We need to put a click sound on those. But it's a prefab, so going in there is really easy. But one of the things that we just came to realize, um, by the way, is oh goodness, rather than this boring thing, I just want to show you guys. Well, we finally got downtown. We got the poly count, the tri count to a decent level. Um, at a certain point, downtown was up to 9 million tries. Triangles. We now have it down to, I think, some places in it are down to less than 2 million, which is standard, really. 2 million tries is standard. And I was happy if we got the forest into basically, let's see, what was I going to say? Around 4 million tries, even though that's twice optimal. I mean, I know that's a heck of a lot more less than we ever had before. So everybody, this next release we're going to have is going to be. And by the way, this is my this is my portal scene. Um, Everybody across the board is going to get such improvement in frame rates. The game is going to look better and run faster. And it's because, again, for the longest time I put the wrong. I put my trust in the wrong people. What we could do here. I don't know whether I have. I'm very sorry. This may be an aborted, play. We may have to go again. Sorry, bear with me. Because I think in the main scene, I by habit have the vegetation studio turned off so that I can work faster because it adds so much stuff. And now it's going to play. It's probably going to plop us into a world with no trees. Yeah, there we go. Because we came to a couple of realizations here. No matter what we're going to be dealing with, I mean, optimally in a video game, you have about 2 million tries per frame, essentially 2 million tries within the field of the camera. Here, you see, unfortunately, just the terrain, along with the lighting effects on the terrain, takes up about anywhere from 750,000 to 1 million polys tries right off the bat. So I don't know. We're gonna have to find a dynamic solution to this. By the way, this isn't the way the island really looks. We're just viewing it without all the foliage. We're gonna go back right now. I'm gonna turn it back on so I could show you up here in the stats. And I know this broadcast at a high enough quality on YouTube that you can actually pause it and see it for yourself on your end. Yep. See, Veg Studio is turned off. So, other than, by the way, if anybody has any questions, other than, how come it's taking so long to get the game done, or any comments or criticism about the game, please let me know. I should always mention patreon.com, donate $1 or $2. And you'll get access to the public beta. You'll get access, and you can sign up to be a beta tester. Not a beta tester, but a play tester. This coming Monday, we're going to be releasing a new play test. version. And you know, one place I haven't wandered, and this is another place I'm going to go while we get this running, is over by the shore because I think the shore is very try heavy. I still need to sort of refine that. We'll take a look there while I'm there. And everybody signed in. Dude, I thought we were going to look at door portals and you're looking at rocks. Dude, I'm leaving. Screw you. Anyway, how come? Okay, yeah, sorry. See, right here we have about 4.7 million for the long. Oh, the collider on that rock doesn't seem to be intercepting the camera as well as it could be. But we'll fix that. We'll fix that at 10. You know that fixed. It used to be around 9 million now. You see, 4 million. That's fine for like a deep shot into the woods. 4 million. That's absolutely fine for the time being. There are ways that we could definitely streamline this, but oops, screw you, dear. Uh-oh. And because of that, you know, everything is going to be running much faster. And by the way, this is running inside of edit mode. That's why you're seeing up there in the, you know, this, the stats up there about only 10 frames a second. If I was to export this, you know, as a standalone, it would be at least 150% faster. And it looks like we're still having some weird... Look over to the left-hand side here while it's paused. You can see shadows of the trees, Veg Studio objects through stuff, and this is something that's been persistent. I really need to speak to those guys and ask them what the heck is up with that. It's really noticeable in some places, and I mean right now it's barely noticeable. And yeah, and here you see we're up to 5.3 million tries. Which is still not optimal, but well, I'm willing to deal with it. You know, it's good enough for beta, is what I'm saying. And I think I could probably get it a little bit lower if I'm judicious with a few things. And we can repaint. I really want to repaint the terrain. And I want to create one more biome just for essentially out in the backwoods. Like I said, we're going to dash over to this shore. Just check out the try count there. In the middle of the road, I want some places where grass is growing in the middle of the road, and I want to create a biome specifically for that because the grass is really, really short in that area. We're going to take the scenic route, and this is another sort of situation where you can sort of see background stuff through the grass on the right-hand side of the screen. Very annoying. Gonna have to take a look at that. Yeah, it's pausing. That gap right there. You see here? Oh my goodness. This divot in the middle of the road here, that really needs to be smooth. I can't believe I missed that all those months. That should be. But you see this grass in the middle of the road should be little tufts. Just little tufts growing in the very center of the road. That's what I want to create a biome for. Because you see these big tufts of grass, it just doesn't look like it should. It doesn't look like a road, and it doesn't look like grass growing in the middle of the road. It's the worst of both worlds. So, okay, so let's see. We're going to go back here. Yeah, got it so that all the foliage fades between the camera. Oh, one of those lights that needs to be adjusted. I think I just need to go through and fix all the lights again, just one by one. That's another, like, 2 hours. One evening. And see here. I guarantee those people that are still watching, you see the banding? You can see some horizontal lines through the grass there. I know you can see it, especially on the left-hand side of the screen. We're going to have to figure out what the heck is going on there. That's just not right. But all of these work off of a preset. So fixing it, I just have to click a box and fix this one value and we're good. So we're almost close to the shore over by the wetlands. Come on. This is one of those parts of the game that I think is actually kind of just empty. I need to put some cool stuff up there. I keep on forgetting about that. And you see, we're also seeing this weird, nimbusing? I'm calling it nimbusing for lack of a better term. It seems like everything has a silver lining. You see what I'm saying? It should not be that way. And right now we're at 2.1 million tries, by the way, because this wall here, it's basically occluding all of the rocks behind it. Let's just get back there. Ooh, whoa, kitty, don't fall off. All right, let's just see here. Yeah. Well, no, we're not in bad shape. 2.1 million. That's fine. I don't know why we're getting this little twitchy. I'm gonna have to talk to Lance. You see, we're getting this sort of like little, almost sort of like CH, sort of like just twitching when the cat is on. Yeah, see? There. I'm gonna have to talk to him about that. And I'm gonna have to cut the grass back because you see it's intersecting the rocks. But I mean, that's 2.1 million. That's fine. But let's go to a really rocky shore. By the way, geez, what can I talk about? I'm just gonna go down to a place that has a heck of a lot of rocks in it. It'll be faster than stopping it and going again. There should be more like butterflies that you can catch as you're running around. I don't like how, I mean, I'm gonna have to talk to Lance about the spawning of that because I want there always to be something that the cats can go after as you're running around. Again, this isn't the beta build here. This is a test build, so it doesn't have all the systems in it. But I would here. Let's see what we got. 3.6 million. Okay. There, yeah, that's less than optimal, but it's down to 2.9 here. I think we could. That's the red line to me is 4 million tries. When things get to that, that's when I'm like, okay, we got to do something's got to be done. Another place where we need tufts of grass in the middle of the road because this is supposed to be. I mean, this is just whack. I should be talking about my own work then. Seriously, and I want to get rid of all of these masks that are currently handled by lines and just have them. I'm gonna have to go in and just handcraft them because these trails need to be very tightly. Just see here, 3.2. And for some reason, these guys should move when the cat goes through them. There should be a little bit of a quiver, It just, right now they just fade out. The grass at least does a little bit of motion when you go through it. These guys here, right? Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna have to review a lot of these. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff on the screen right now. And that's 3.7. Let me widen the screen and see how that messes with things. Oh, 3.2. That actually takes it down. Wow. Yeah, basically saying, yeah. Boy. Yeah, we just need more stuff just going on. Right now, and for the last few months, we've been I personally have been so concerned, just go back and watch the videos, with just making sure that the cats can get everywhere. I mean, not to go into crap, but I made the mistake of hiring some people that just did not care, apparently, about the work they were doing. And you see, I mean, why? We shouldn't be a shadow. Is that a shadow? You see, this is more of that horizontal lining that we see. But this, you see, we're still seeing it. The sun cut off. You can see that clearly. We should not be seeing lines beneath that. All these little details. And the grass is still too high. Just too high. I could spread it out. I was more concerned, could I just say, with getting the poly count down. Now that we have the ideal poly count, I could now take these grass instances and do things like I'm going to squash them by 50% height-wise, but I'm going to spread them out. No, I'd say about 25% height-wise and spread them out in additional amount. So we'll have more grass cover with the same number of grass. And it looks like, actually here, this is the proper grass. I mean, that looks like really high poly grass. But I don't think it is, because I got rid of all those other. I think that grass only has 22 tries. Anyway, we've been here for 45 minutes, and you've not seen me place a single portal. But I'm going to do one last play. There is a place way up on the northern end of the island, up by this area, where I know there are a butt ton of rocks. That is a worst case scenario, a test, stress test. I'm gonna just spawn there and check it out. I got this finished today, by the way. The vegetation review, so everything is down to the manageable amount of polys. Um, I would like to get some lower poly trees because do we need 5,000 poly trees? I don't think we do. I think that's just insanely high. I don't think a tree should be any more than maybe 1,200 polys or tries. That's just me. By the way, there's every place on this. There's an equivalent to this place on an island, actual island out in Peak. Of course, there's always an equivalent to these places on an island out in Peaks, or Cliff Island. Let's see, Davy Sanctuary. Oh no, we're there. We got it running. Okay, cool. Splat. Cats always land on their feet. All right, see, we got mega rocks here. We are hovering at 3 million. Wow, that's pretty nice there. Just about to say that's. I think the ocean could be a little bit less complex. We need to pull some. We could pull a few polys out of that, at least a couple 100,000. But here, this is sort of like the worst case scenario for rocks, I'd say, and we're 2.3 million. Yeah, I think the exterior is good to go. Other than these minor problems with the I want to do that middle of the road grass biome, and we have a problem with some stuff not reacting when the cat walks across it. And another thing I had to get rid of is actually this is absolutely true. In fact, there are places here in Portland City, the city of Portland, where there are trees that are about that big around growing through sidewalks. Seriously, for about 20 for about a few decades, Portland was the asset of nowhere. I mean, I think it was in the late 90s that it became a little bit touristy here. But I mean, the tourism really, this was the back end of. I really like this. I really like this. I want more of this, where the cat is sort of like walking through a tunnel of foliage. I like that feel. I want that. Um, in some areas, I can come up with some more heavy foliage. But this actually is an area that's not based on anywhere in Peaks, or I'm not on in Maine. This. Oops. Haha. Oh boy, a glitch. Actually, it's not a glitch. I know exactly what's happening. These rocks. Basically, the cat is not. There's a raycaster going out from the cat, and a raycaster means out of its cute little chest there's a laser beam constantly going, and it's detecting what's in front of it. It's sort of like, is it the cat had a cane? And those rocks are not being told to spawn their colliders at an appropriate distance. That's why, this rock right here, jeez, it needs to idle longer between stretches. I mean, literally, it was just idle 2 second stretch. Gonna have to talk to Lance about that. But okay, so our poly counts are good. I mean, tries are good. I mean, 1.3 million up here. We're good. I think we're absolutely good up here. I am curious. Did the colliders that I spent those months doing read it? Yep. Fantastic. Yep. Excellent. That. Fantastic. Excellent. I mean, I spent months going over the entire thing and redoing all the work that this guy did for. Oh, by the way, I know how to fix this again. These rocks that the cats can just go through. I can fix those. He spent years doing these colliders, and he did them all wrong. I redid them all in 3 months. And while I'm up here, just checking, gotta check the staircase while I'm here. Make sure the cat can go up with no hitches. And that's something that's really annoying Well, it's not annoying, but it's just something that's sort of funny that happens. I mean, Laura and I still go out to like the islands of Casco Bay, and the first couple of times that we went there this spring, Laura and I we were just constantly looking at buildings and. Do we remember to do the collider on those buildings? It was just for some reason the difference in reality and game dev had been blurred completely. By the way, let's just take a car here and see if we can get these. Let's see. Yeah, yep. We're just gonna drive downtown. I'm just checking the tries in the upper right. By the way, while we're doing this, just making sure that stress testing at 3.7. Still, again, not good, but at least we're below 4 million. So, oh, I think I went above 4 million there for a little bit. There's something over by that area that's troublesome. Oh, hadn't loaded it yet. Yeah, we're going so fast. We got to wait for it to load. But no, let's just. We're like Jesus cat in a golf cart. We can walk, drive on water. Sorry, we have no music or anything in the background, but I've already said this. I always get the mixing wrong, and I don't know. I don't want to inflict my crappy music on you guys. Yeah, more transparency issues. You saw back there. See, I I know how to fix that. I know how to fix that. Now that I've seen that, I know exactly what the solution is. So, uh, see, we hit that beach ball back there. Oh yeah, we had to replace the roses because the rose bushes we were using were literally 600 tries. That's insanity. These new poppies, they're much less troublesome. Yeah, we need to find better trees, I think, or better optimized trees. Oh, come on. Oh, load it up. We're almost downtown, by the way, but loading issues. Okay, yeah, the corner of those. And I don't. I'm going to talk to Lance because the collider inside of this is not interacting. I'm going to have to. No, I need to add one of these like veg engine colliders to the golf carts so that when you go through the woods, I bet because now you're in a golf cart, you're able to drive through trees. Let's just test this. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Yeah, see, we can just drive through anything because this doesn't have a proper Veg Studio collider on it. Yeah, it's not good. So we're gonna have to add that. Good tonight caught that. I rarely drive around the island, by the way. It's just I'm not much of a driver. I haven't driven a car in like 20 something years. Oh, yeah. Jeez, come on. Loading, loading, loading. Again, these loading times almost unnoticeable in the builds that we have. So please don't judge this. Say that. Oh, Kitty went out. Yep, we were gonna go downtown anyway. And here we are downtown, mayor's house right over here. And one thing, what I really want to do one of these days, and it's such a minor thing, it does not impact the game at all, but it just irritates the living hell out of me. Uh, you see here, and I'm just gonna alt tab out of this so I can go back and see, maybe get my key. No, 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 no. Oh, these see over on the right hand side. You see these imperfections in the sidewalk? I can fix those. It would just take a couple of hours in Blender, and it's something that really doesn't impact the game because the cats can run down the sidewalks no problem. But I just absolutely hate seeing that stuff like that because it looks just really crap. It's like game development amateur hour when you see stuff like that. You need to have, I mean, things like that should be just seamless, like like that exactly. Anyway, oh boy, I'm wondering why we're. I mean, look over there. We're seeing billboards rendering before the grass does. That's odd. So many mysteries, and we're waiting for it to upload the downtown area. And again, this is the one that has the most just non-standard geometry in it because again, these are there we go. Pop. There we are. Yeah. But let's see here. We are at the very edge of our acceptability level right there. If we're viewing, because I think that whole area down there still needs a little bit of optimization. But let's see here. 3.2. You're just sitting here listening to me just say like something point something over and over again. Sorry, guys. Now this is odd. Oh no. 2.2. Yeah, 2 million. Okay, good. Because at a point before, I thought we were at 3 million at this point. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for indulging me on my poly count, my try count. And you know, we've been going for about an hour now. I know this hasn't been the greatest thing, and if you just see me running around the game world again, but I'm glad that I was able to do it, and I mean, I did it while, you know, I was with you guys. So it looks like, again, the shore is good to go, with the exception of those rocks that you can move through, and it looks like there's still some shader issues with some of the foliage. You could see things through it, but I know I have a good idea what's causing that, and yeah, that fix that. And by the way, all these like cute little like colorful dots here, those have to do with the NPC movement. Anyway, I'm gonna give this the standard 5 minutes. What I'll do is, you know, I'll play this again. I haven't played this in a while. It was one of the I mean, I haven't played this in a while. Look at this, 3 watching. Hey, I'm gonna go to my channel. One of the earliest pieces of music that was done gratis for us. And I'll have this on, you know, just playing it in case anybody has any questions, because after this, I'm just going to go, you know, we're done for the time being. I may step away to grab myself a snack really quick, but I wanted to play this for you. In the early days, some person, an individual, I think up in Bangor, got in touch with me, or somebody else here in Maine got in touch with me, and he wanted to do, he was like, hey, do you need any music done for the game? And he did some music for us, but yeah, you can hear him on the radio station within the game. Oh, and by the way, if I've not mentioned this lately, the DJ, the host on the DJ station. Let me adjust my audio so you guys can hear this. Let's see. The guy who is the radio host in Peace Island is this guy. I'm just gonna bring up another YouTube. Actually, no. Groundhog Day Radio. This. The guy who did this is the DJ of the radio station in the game. And if you've ever seen Groundhog Day, you'll have heard this. And let me make sure my audio is set correctly so maybe you can hear. Yeah, that's nice and loud. Kablam! Let's just bring it down. Yeah, okay. Then put your little hand in mine. There ain't no hill or mountain we can't climb. Babe, I got you. What is it? Oh, it's not going to play the radio station? I got you. Okay, it's not. Very sorry. Let me see. Groundhog Day Radio station. I guarantee you know what I'm talking about, but I still have to hear this because I mean, really, Groundhog Day is such an iconic movie, and I'm just very proud that I knew this guy and I was able to get him to do the voice, even though he didn't do the best of jobs, considering he's like, you know, about 40 years older than he was when he did this, but, you know, still glad to have him. But this, yeah. Come on. There you go.
Rise and shine, and don't forget your booties, 'cause it's cold out there
It's
today.
cold out there every day. What is this, Miami Beach? I don't
Not
think so.
hardly. And you know you can expect hazardous travel later today with that, that blizzard thing.
Oh, that blizzard.
Yeah, his name is Richard Hensel, and believe it or not, I cannot tell you. You've heard his voice. You probably hear his voice literally every day, but he does the kind of voices that if he tells anybody, he will get fired. Because understand that some people they try to keep their mascots. Let's just say, if you happen to buy some Elvin cookies, you've heard his voice. That's all I'm going to say. But so he's still very active in this. But we got him to do that. But yeah, I wanted to play this because this was a piece of music. The guy got in touch with us and he was like, "Hey, can I do some music for the game?" And I said, "Yeah, could you do a Maine bluegrass cover of a song by VNV Nation called Perpetual?" And he did an excellent. He did just an excellent job. And before I go, what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this, and if anybody has, for the 6 minute duration of the game, I'm going to stay here. If anybody has any questions or comments about the game, we could talk. Otherwise, I'll just go through old screenshots of the game while we listen to this. But like I said, first off, I'm going to play it, and I'm going to go get myself some more Cheez-Its, because I need more cheese. I'm an American. We need the Goyish cheese on everything. So, and I just, by the way, not Jewish. I just use the term Goyish cheese a lot because I had a friend in New York City who was Jewish, and he was like, why do you guys why do you gotta put your Goyish cheese on everything? Because he was very health conscious and also Jewish. He was just, come on, you can tell me Jewish people don't love their cheese. Come on. Anyway, so yeah, we're losing viewers. I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna get myself a snack. I'll see you in a minute. Oop, too loud. ladies and germs and those between. Like I said, I do this about an hour a week, and every time I do this, I unfortunately must sign off because there's stuff that I take care of here that I thought I had taken care of. So, and it's just going to be more of me just like clicking boxes, etc., etc. But I still like doing these little broadcasts because it's whoa, keep it, don't fall off, kitty. Oh, ho, oh, poor kitty fell right off. I like just again just keeping things transparent here. We need more like those, like I said, the Archie trees. Dare I do that? Anyway, something to think about. To those who tuned in and those who tuned in the future, take care. I really appreciate you watching. And heck, if nothing else today, I could say that I made progress because I think I got the foliage beta ready and across the island, and that was a challenge. Anyway, take care. See you guys later.